Yes, Guruji. Yes, Guruji.
Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Ramananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Shivananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Krishna Paramatma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Nityananda Parabrahma Namaha. Om Sadguru Sri Vyadhyasa Bhattarkaya Namaha. Om Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rushubhyo Mahadhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. I am again saluting to our Gurudev, Brahmarshi Sadguru Sri 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 Swami Ramananda Paramahamsa, who is dwelling in all spiritual seekers, including brothers and sisters of North America, and also all the listeners in all over the globe, including especially Siddhavidyadhis who are practicing this Siddhayoga Vidya both in India and outside India. India, they are called resident Indians, and outside India, you are all called non-resident Indians of not only North America, all over the other countries also. Now, this is the place. This is Chicago. Here you call it as Chicago. In India, we call it as Chicago. So, in this Chicago, 29 years back, our beloved great Swami Vivekananda, who had delivered his first lecture in Chicago, he had hoisted the victory flag of Hindu Sanatana Dharma with the divine blessings of our Guru, Sadguru Sri 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 Swami Ramananda Paramahamsa, Parama Gurudev, Brahmarshi Sadguru Sri 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 Swami Shivananda Paramahamsa, and the divine blessings of our beloved Swami Vivekananda, I came here to give first lecture at the same spot. Swami Vivekananda delivered in the year 1893, September 11th. Today is 24th September 2022. I came here to revive the Sanatana Brahma Vidya, which is more prevalent in India, which is an abode of all rishis. This Sanatana Brahma Vidya is to realize the self, that is Brahman, by a particular scientific, specially designed technique of pranayama or otherwise called Antarmukha Pranayama, Antarmukha Yogam. This Yogam is not a new method, but this was there since crores of years ago. You know, Kakabhushanda Maharshi in Yoga Vasishtam, some of you might have heard of it. He was in the form of a crow. Kakabhushanda Maharshi has told and practiced the same Antarmukha Pranayama Vidya and told to Vasishta. Vasishta Maharshi, you know, he is a Kulaguru of Rama. So this was there since crores of years. And later on, this was told by Patanjali Maharshi, Sri Krishna Paramatma, and all the Brahmajya Sampradaya Gurus, Guru Parampara, Narayanam, Madhavavam, Vasishtam, Shaktim, Tatputra, Parasara, Vyasam, Sukham, Sri Govinda Padacharya, Sri Shankaracharya, our Parama Gurudev, Sri Shivananda Paramahansa, our Gurudev, Sri Ramananda Paramahansa. This is the Guru Parampara. This Vidya came from like this. This Vidya is not, it is not a new one. But unfortunately, this was faded. This was faded since so many thousands of years because of the foreign invaders who ruined the Hindu culture in India. And therefore, now it is becoming a new one. It is becoming a new one. But our Gurudev, Swami Ramananda Paramasa and Parama Gurudev Swami Sivananda Paramasa, they have abstracted this Sanatana Brahma Vidya and they have referred to the new era. And especially our Gurudev Swami Ramananda Paramasa, he has correlated this Brahma Vidya with the old Sanatana scriptures, you know, scriptures, and this is correlating with the Prasthanatraya Grandhas. Prasthanatraya Grandhas means there are 3 books. One is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, another is Upanishads, the third one is Brahma Sutras. What all to be told to the public should be in accordance with these Prasthanatraya Grandhas. That's why one has to know about Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, one should know about Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Lord Sri Krishna told in 701 slokas about this Yoga Vidya only. That's why he was called as Yogishvara. Yogishvara means he is master of Yogam. But unfortunately, this Yogam was misunderstood and being told superficially as yoga. See, yoga is different from Yogam. Yoga deals with postural and bending exercises, stretching exercises. Whereas this Yogam deals with the direct life force or vital force in our body. Nowadays, everybody is fond of bodily exercise. And some of you will go to yogasanas. And lastly, we have to come to this Yogam. Bodily exercise can be called as positive degree. Yogasanas can be compared to comparative degree. And this Antarmukha Yoga Vidya or Sanatana Brahma Vidya is superlative degree. Why this is called superlative, Everybody wants peace of mind or wants happiness. We want to derive happiness through the senses, sensory pleasures. All these sensory pleasures are transient, superficial, very limited. Why? Because all these pleasures are like this honey drop. If you taste it, it will remain like that only. But behind this sensory pleasures, there is a great misery behind that. Saukyam bindu matrena dukkham paravata evacha. Initially, you will feel very happy with the sensory pleasures, but later on, you will have to face the mountains of misery. That is there in Bhagavad Gita in 18th chapter, Vishendriya Sanyoga, Yatadagri Amrutopam, Pariname Vishameva, Tatsukam Rajasam Proktam. Like that. That is Rajasas Sukham. So, why this is, even though we are trying to enjoy with the senses, why this is not lasting longer? Because of our oscillation of mind. For oscillation of mind. If you want to enjoy anything, that will last for few minutes or few hours, but later on, that will be vanished. Whatever the amount of sensory pleasure you enjoy, either by seeing or by hearing or by tasting, either seeing pictures, hearing music, or nourishing food or sex, all these things are only remaining only transient, temporary, because of oscillation of mind. And the mind goes on oscillating, this will vanish. Why the mind is oscillating? That we should know. That we should know why mind is oscillating. If you want to have permanent and eternal bliss, you have to concentrate the mind. In Sivageta, it says, Sachit Taikagrita Yatra Tatra Asita Sukham Dvija. Lord Shiva told to Brahma, if you have concentration of your own mind, there lies the eternal happiness. If you say like that, it indicates that it clearly shows that our mind is not being concentrated now. It is regularly oscillating. It is regularly oscillating. Why it is oscillating? Because our mind is like a flame. If you keep flame in the midst of these air currents, it goes on oscillating or flickering. Flickering, And if you want to have concentration of the mind or peace of mind, shall we have to stop the flame or the air currents? Tell me. Everybody is trying to catch hold of that mind directly by doing all these indirect methods. If you stop the air currents, naturally the flame becomes still. So to have your mind still, you have to stop the air currents. What are those air currents? They are nothing but our respirations. They are nothing but our respirations. Our respirations, the physiology behind these respirations, one should know. Without knowing this physiology, everybody is trying to control mind directly. Control mind directly, like catching hold of the flame in the air. Is it possible? It is impossible. So the factor which is influencing the movement of the flame should be controlled first. What is that factor? Respirations. These respirations are started from the mother's womb. From the mother's womb. Mother's womb, we say, everybody says that which respiration, either expiration or inspiration, which started first? Everybody says inspiration started first. Inspiration started first. If you want to know exact physiology happening at the time of birth, you should know that there is an amount of sphingomyelin fluid that is there in the air cells of the lungs. Alveoli, we call it as alveoli. They are filled with fluid. That's why every fetus won't have any respirations. They have to be shelled out. They have to be squeezed out. So the fluid in the alveoli or air cells of the lungs has to be squeezed out. That squeezing out is called first expiration. Without vacating those alveoli, you can never take the external inside. Understand? Then only our respiration starts. First expiration, that squeezing out our fluid from the lungs from the lungs outside is called first expiration. Then inspiration starts. So first expiration is called birth. Until then, every fetus will be having so much knowledge, remembering its own previous lives also, life births also, deaths also. And it used to pray God also. It used to pray when it is in the mother's womb without respirations. But no sooner when it comes out with the form of first expiration, it loses all this memory power. Simply it cries to have mother's milk. You won't enter but knowledge. This was told in 3rd chapter of Bhagavatam. Atla Maharshi told to his mother Devahuti. This is told in Srimad Bhagavatam. So like that, the science behind these respirations is expiration started first and inspiration, and it goes on increasing expiration. Expiration means, see, if you throw a ball from terrace to the ground, it will fall onto the ground and again jumps up, again falls. But gradually the upward jumping will be reduced. Ultimately, it will become standstill on the ground. You know? So because when it is falling down, it is losing some energy. So it won't go up to the first state of jumping. So like that, expiration, inspiration. We are expiring up to 30 centimeters. 30 centimeters or 12 inches. And taking air from 20 centimeters only, or 8 inches. 30 centimeters, 12 inches, 20 centimeters, 8 inches. So during expiration, we are losing more energy. More energy. Not only energy, divine knowledge, divine happiness, divine light, and divine power. All these four qualities of the same force, we are regularly losing through our expiration. And if it goes to the downwards, last expiration is called expired. Expired. We say that this person is expired. But in medical field also, we don't know the exact meaning of expired. Expired means he has lost his life through the last expression is called expired. So first expression is called birth. Last expression is called death. So in this way, every living being is leading its life from the first expression till to last expression. If you lose this energy speedily, you will face death very speedily. So it depends upon the lifespan of an individual, depends upon the loss of energy through the respirations. This is totally dealing with the mind also. See, why we are dealing with the respirations, the life force or prana shakti and the mind are totally related, and they are interdependent. In Yoga system, Vasishtha Maharshi told Rama like this: Ya prana pavana spandaha chitta spanda sayevahi prana spanda kshayayatno kartavyo dhimatochakayehi. The movement of the life force is nothing but the movement of the mind. So movement of mind or oscillation of mind is directly related to the movement of the life force in the form of respirations downwards. Pranaspanda kshayayatno kartavyo dhimatochakayehi. Vasishtha Maharshi says to Rama, control of the mind. First, you have to control the respirations. These respirations are always going downwards. See how much energy we are losing, In one respiratory cycle, we are losing up to 10 centimeters of energy to push out more. 15 times into 10 centimeters per minute. 900 times into 10 centimeters per hour. And 21,600 times into 10 centimeters per day. Within 24 hours, we are losing this energy up to 2,16,000. That means you can understand it amounts to 2 kilometers, 160 meters. Within one day, we are losing this much energy in a so-called healthy individual. When you are losing so much energy, how can we know about the fact whether God or what is happening in our body or outside your body? We are not in a position to know it because we are losing so much of energy. Simply, we are taking food to compensate the calories, that's all. But we are not compensating the divine loss of energy, happiness, knowledge, or divine power. If you want to compensate, to take it back, you have to increase the upward inspiratory phase. Upward inspiratory phase. If you want to take it upwards, there is an obstruction in the air pathway. Not only obstruction in the air pathway, everywhere in the cells of the body. That is nothing but kapham or phlegm. We people, kapham means we say that whatever you are getting from the throat in the form of expectoration, we call it as kapham. But in yogic terminology, this kapham is being formed in every cell of our body, every minute, because we are taking food regularly, and that food is being converted into kapha. Only a small part of it is being converted into energy. The rest of the food is being converted into impurities, which includes kapham. So kapham consists of all impurities. So unless you remove that kapham, you cannot take it upwards. You cannot take it upwards. So that kapham is like butter, butter. If you want to remove that, you have to heat it up. How to heat it up? By up and down churning. Up and down churning. If you churn outside, you will get physical energy. Without churning or friction, there is no energy, Even if you put oil into the engine, it will never give rise to energy unless the piston in that engine works. So there is a piston in our body that is in the form of respirations, up and down. So like that, the kapham is obstructing our inspiration to go upwards. If you have to remove that. How to remove? Heat it up. Heat it up means If you churn outside, you will get physical energy. If you churn inside, that heat will dissolve the calorie. It will increase the upper inspiratory phase. The prolonging of the upward inspiratory phase is called pranayama. Prana plus ayamam, pranayam. Ayama means elongation or lengthening. Ayama, pranayama. Prana means vital force, our prana shakti. So, elongation of our inspiratory phase is called pranayama, otherwise called yogam. Yogam means because the force which has come down from the center of the eyebrows, from the mother's womb, that force has started coming down. Now we are trying to take it upwards and merging here. So merging or reuniting the same force is called yogam. This yoga is from yoga. Yoga is dealing with the postural exercise. Of course, it is also very good for physical health, to some extent mental health. But whereas this pranayama, this is called Antarmukha SIDDHAYOGI Vidya. Antarmukha means inward, inward, upward. Regularly we are going inward during sleep, but we are not going upward. If you want to go upward, you have to go inward and do sadhana, do pranayama. If you do that, you will get enormous spiritual or mental energy. Enormous spiritual or mental energy. That energy in the form of heat that will dissolve all the impurities in our body. All the impurities in our body, thereby cleansing all the nerves called Nadi Suddhi and cleansing the brain cells, which will give rise to peace of mind. Then only you will get the intuitive knowledge about God. So without stimulating the brain cells of the body, you can never have the knowledge about God. Not only knowledge, you will never get the happiness or divine light or power. So if you want to have divine power or mental energy or knowledge or happiness or divine light, you have to go upwards by cleaning the pathway. How to clean? Only by means of churning of the life force. Who is God? God is nothing but supreme energy in the form of divine light. That divine light is there in everybody, but we are not in a position to know or perceive it because of the respirations are always going downwards and losing energy. In one Upanishad, Svetasatara Upanishad, it says like this: Swadeham araning krutva pranavan chottaraarinim dhyana nirmadhanabhyasa devam pasye nigodhavat. That Upanishad says, you in Yajam, when the people are conducting Yajam, they will use two wooden parts. They are called aranis. They will take the help of two wooden parts and rub it. Like that, you take this body as one of the arani and pranavan chottararanam. You do pranayama with the help of these respirations. So, if you churn like this within your body, you will see that divine light. Say Devam Buddha, which is already hidden. The hidden divine light will be exposed out by means of jhana nirmadhanabhyasat. Nirmadhanamu. See, nirmadhanamu. Madhanam means churning. Jhana means after that you will do meditation. Nowadays, everybody is fond of meditation and sitting forward and sleeping. Sleeping. See, meditation means there is no meaning in it. Simply sitting is of no use. If you simply sit idly, naturally you will go to sleep. And swaying. All these things are nothing but swaying. sitting while sleeping while sitting. But if you want to make your brain and body alert, you have to increase the energy by means of this churning process of pranayama. Say, you see a snake, a cobra, cobra. Cobra will open its hood suddenly when you tap it. When you tap it or strike it, it will open it. Then it immediately takes the air inside and opens its hood. So like that, you have to take your own life force upwards, then only you will become alert. So if you want to keep, while meditation or jhanam, always you have to keep your neck, head and body erect. Is it possible by simply sitting in meditation? It is impossible unless you do yoga sadhana or vayu sadhana. That is told in Bhagavad Gita. Samankaya sirogrivam dharayam nachalam stiraha dharayam sampreksha nasikagam samdisascha avalokyan. In the 6th chapter, Lord Sri Krishna told that Samankaya sirogrivam, you have to keep your head, neck and body in an erect posture. Sampreksha nasikagam, you see thoroughly at the center of the eyebrows without sidewards. If you sit in meditation while closing the eyes, there is no use of telling that don't look sidewards. If you simply sit in meditation while closing the eyes, Lord Sri Krishna need not to say that don't see sidewards. So you have to open your eyes, look upwards, stand erect only by means of this pranayama. Sparshan krutva bahirbahyan chakshushcheva antare bhruvo pranapana samo krutva nasabhyantara charino. This is the wonderful key slokam in Bhagavad Gita. Everybody nowadays chanting, reading Bhagavad Gita, I am quite happy. But they have to understand Lord Sri Krishna told practically. This is the key slokam in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 27th slokam. Sparshan krutva bahirbahyan chakshusheva antare bhruvo pranapano samo krutva nasabhyantara charinu. You understand by every meaning of every word. Sparshan means there are 5 senses. Shabda, sparsha, ropa, rasagandha. These are the sensory fields. Bahirbahyan, you have to keep them outside. Chakshusheva antare bhruvo, you look upward and look at the center of the eyebrows. Pranapano samo krutva. See, there are 2 forces in our body which are the responsible forces of inspirations. The upward inspiration is done by prana shakti and downward expression is done by apana shakti. So these 2 forces are regularly acting on our vital force. Prana apana samo krutva. Our respirations are already irregular. You are expiring more than inspiring. So you have to balance them. You have to take it upwards. When you're there, nasabhyantara charino, this is the key phrase told in Bhagavad Gita, but unfortunately, nobody knows it. This is revealed by our Guru Parampara, our Gurudev Swami Ramananda Paravasa, Parama Gurudev Sivananda Paravasa, and Lord Sri Krishna, and the Guru Paramparas, Rishis. Except Guru Parampara, nobody knows what is meant by Nasabhyantara Charino. Nasa means nose. Abhi means opposite. Antara means inside. Inside the nose, opposite to the external nose, you have to practice inside the throat. Throat means there is an uvula, no, the small uvula, that is soft palate with hanging uvula. In Telugu, we call it as Kondanaluka. So behind and above that, you have to practice this pranayama. That is called nasabhyantara charino, or anatomically, we can say that it is nasopharynx. Our pharynx are this throat, has been divided into three parts. One part is opposite to the nose, that is called nasopharynx. The middle part is opposite to the mouth, that is called oropharynx. And the lower portion opposite to the larynx is called hypopharynx. Now we have to practice at the uppermost portion of the throat, that is called nasabhyantara charino or nasopharynx. But without knowing the practical aspect of it, most of the people, they are taking external air through one nostril, closing it and opening the other nostril. Like that, they go on meddling with these external nostrils. This is not pranayama. I am frankly telling to the world, this is not pranayama. This is only swasayama. This is swasayama. It's not pranayama. Why I am boldly telling you, you have to understand the difference between the external air and the life force within us. You have to understand, you have to differentiate. Everybody thinks that we are living with the help of this external atmospheric oxygen. But this atmospheric oxygen can be collected in a cylinder. This is inorganic gas. But whereas our vital force or pranashakti is not inorganic, that is divine. We are living with this divine pranashakti only, vital force only, not with the help of the oxygen. You can understand. You can ask a question. Without the help of the external oxygen, can you live? If mouth or nose, can you live? Yes, we cannot live now, but we can live if you clear the air pathway inside. We can live like that. So many yogis attained samadhi without any respiration. Their life or pranashakti was kept at the center of the eyebrows and they attained samadhi. But whereas we people, we are regularly losing our pranashakti outside, so thereby you have to take the external air inside. The more you lose, the more you are depending upon external. If you increase energy inside, this will be gradually reduced. This can be experienced by a person who is initiated. He can understand it from first day onwards, day one onwards. When you are practicing this pranayama, the inspiration and expiration, they will be churned inside. And air entry into the lungs is gradually reduced, and the rate of the pranayama is also, respiration is also reduced. Normally, we will take respirations 15 per minute. But from the first day onwards, if you practice this pranayama, you can reduce it to 5 or 6, seniors 2 or 1. Thereby, you can increase the lifespan. So, increasing of lifespan can be achieved by pranayama. Not only increase your lifespan, you will derive knowledge. You will get intuitive knowledge. Knowledge means nowadays people think that description of the nature and talking so many languages and talking with the bookish knowledge, we call it as knowledge. Knowledge is different from this. Knowledge is divine light. Knowledge is divine light. That divine light is within you. But only thing is you have to extract it by churning. Jyotishamapi tajyoti tamasa paramuchyate jnanam jnayam jnanagamyam hrudi sarvasya vishtitam. That is there in 13th of Bhagavad Gita. Jyotishamapi tajyoti. There is one divine jyoti among all other, whatever the lights you see, physical lights outside, there is one jyoti. That is beyond the darkness. That is beyond darkness. Jnanam, that jyoti, divine light is jnanam. Jnayam, that is the final goal. And jnanagamyam, if you know the theory, how to practice this pranayama, that is jnanagamyam. That where is it? It is everywhere. Hrudi sarvashta vishtidam, that is there at the brahmacham of every living being. Every living being. So to know God, where we have to go. God is supreme energy in the form of divine light. Aham atma gudakesha sarvabhutasya sthitah aham aditya majjancha bhutanam anta evacha. That is told in 10th chapter. Aham atma gudakesha. Oh Arjuna, oh Gudakesha, oh Gudakesha means who conquered sleep. Who will conquer sleep? Only the person with sufficient mental energy done by pranayama can only conquer sleep. Otherwise, most of the people will be drowned with sleep. Why we get more sleep? You know, the water will be accumulated more in the brain. Thereby, you can never get up easily early in the morning because of more of water in the brain. When there is not sufficient energy, mental energy, we are succumbed for taking more water, and the more water will be accumulated on our brain. Thereby, you'll become drowsy, lethargic. So, if you want to become alert and energetic, you have to increase your mental energy. This mental energy, the main thing everybody should have, even for normal routine life, or for spiritual progress, or for any day-to-day activity. It requires more mental energy. All these persons suffering from depressions and all other physical diseases are all due to deficiency of mental energy. When I approached my Gurudev Swami Ramananda Paramahansa, he questioned me, "You are a doctor. Do you know what is the root cause for all these diseases?" He asked me straight away one question. "Do you know the root cause for all these diseases?" I could not say, because for every disease there is a cause, and there is a treatment. Like that we are trained. We studied like that. But our Gurudev told me that deficiency of mental energy is the root cause for all the diseases. You know, every disease carries two parts: psychosomatic. Psycho means mind, soma means body. But you people are dealing with the only somatic part of it only. Unless you treat combinedly with this psychotic part, you can never treat the disease completely. You know what is meant by disease? Disease? What is meant by disease? Suffering from ailments, all like that. Disease. So, whatever the prana shakti which is coming down from the brain is not going upwards easily. That is disease. So that is the main cause of it. If you want to get off all these diseases, both physically and mentally, you ease that force to go upwards. Ease that force. You remove the blocks. What is that block? That is nothing but the kapham. We say in Ayurveda, vata pitta kapham. The ultimate land point is nothing but kapham only. Before death, everybody will be having this congestion and crepitations in the lungs, congestion, and ultimately we will lose life force outside. So the root cause for all these diseases is nothing but deficiency of energy, mental energy, or spiritual energy. Spiritual energy. I can challenge, treat any sort of mental or physical energy, physical disease, by means of Antarmukha SIDDHAYOGI Vidya. This is not a new method, but unfortunately, this was not told by recent Babas and Swamis, because they could not come into this Guru Parampara properly. Whatever you say, it is not your experience. You should be in accordance with the scriptural knowledge. You should quote Shastram. For you and for me, there must be a common platform. Somebody says, I am seeing souls. I know all these things. I am traveling everywhere. I am going to social law class. Like that, so many telling their stories. But is there any pramanam or law for that? Is it there in the scriptures? Is it there in the Bhagavad Gita or in Upanishad? Our Parampara Guru, Lord Shankaracharya, told like this: Dushtarkas suvermyatam srutavatastarko anusandheyatam. Whatever you want to argue in philosophy, it should be in accordance with the scriptures. Without that common platform of scriptural knowledge, you have no right to talk about your experience. You have no right to talk about your experience. Your experience may be like that. This sugar may be sweet. So sugar should be always sweet to everybody. But your experience may be saltish, your sugar. So it should not be like that. It should be a common platform. That's why in 16th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna says, Tasma Shastram Pramanante Karya Kari Vavasito Jnatva Shastra Vidhanoktam Karma Kattumihar Hasi. You are chanting inside because you are thorough with Bhagavad Gita. I am very happy. So this is there in 16th chapter. Whatever you talk, it should be in accordance with the Shastram. Shastra means that what all that is written in Sanskrit is not Shastram. That Shastram should be from the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads or Brahma Sutras. Rest of the things should coincide with this, otherwise are Shastra Pramanams. So, like that, Sri Krishna told in fourth chapter also, everybody is fond of this slokam. Apane juhvati pranam prane panam tadha pare prana apana gatirodhva pranayama parayanaha. See, this is also a very great scientific explanation, but everybody says apana means by taking external air. Say, if you want to differentiate between the internal vital prana shakti and external atmospheric oxygen, we will give an example. Our Gurudev has told like this. What is that? If you keep a dead body here and a living body here, who is sleeping, when he is sleeping also, involuntarily he is taking respiration, breathing, he is breathing, whereas this dead body is not taking. We say that we are living with this atmospheric oxygen, which is 20.1% in oxygen, in atmosphere. That is available both for the dead body and for the living body also. Why this dead body is not taking? That is also there. See, if you say that we are living with this oxygen, this body should never die. That means something is lacking in this dead body. What is that? Sucking force. That the sucking force is still there in this body, which is living, even it is taking in, even in sleep also. That the sucking force is called pranam. That is pranam. So you should never try to lose it. But unfortunately, we are regularly losing that life force through every respiratory cycle. If you lose speedily, your lifespan will be reduced. In some quotations and some books also, they say that if the number of respiratory rate is reduced, your lifespan will be increased. That is good. But how to reduce, nobody knows. Unless you do pranayam inside. So this is the traditional good old Sanatana Brahma Vidya. Sanatana Brahma Vidya. Without knowing the true aspect of this, practical aspect of this pranayama, most of the people, they are telling this, all these swasayama. And some people, they are very, very fond of all these Hatha Yogam. See, mind you, Hatha Yogam is different from this Raja Yogam or Laya Yogam. Hatha Yogam means forcefully keeping air from external air into the lungs, keeping there, calling it as Rechaka Puraka Kumbhakas. If you do like that, ultimately your blood becomes poisoned due to accumulation of carbon dioxide. But whereas in this pranayama, what all the carbon dioxide is accumulated, that will be thrown out very soon, freely outside, and moreover, the oxygenation in the cell, the increase of that will be magnified by churning your life. So all the diseases are nothing but loss of energy. So if you want to get rid of any disease, you increase energy. Energy in the form of spiritual heat. See, everywhere we are getting, especially in America, most of the people are sitting on the chairs and taking food. But even people before marriage also, they are not in a position to sit on the ground and take food, because there is some blockage in the joints, knee joints and hip joint. Why? Because that the force which is coming down is not going upwards. Some amount of water is studded in these parts. When the water is studded, why it is studded? Because of deficiency of this prana shakti. If you churn like this, there will be speedy blood circulation to every nook and corner of the body. Hereby there won't be any blockage. No blockage, no joint pains, no asthma, no paralysis, no heart attack. Nothing will be there, because you are regularly sending your blood to every nook and corner of the body. That is the main theory behind this Sanatana Brahma Vidya. This Brahma Vidya is meant for every common man. But unfortunately, we are succumbed for so many perverted processes, and we pay for that also. For the teachers who are already misguided, they were already in confusion. They are confusing others and charging others also, because lack of proper knowledge and lack of Guru Parampara. One should have whatever you want to take, it should be in scientific way. It should be in accordance with the scriptures. That is our Gurudev. Swami Ramananda Paramahansa is the unique person in this world, especially in nowadays, who correlated the scriptures and the yogic knowledge and taught to me. See, there is one stanza by Kalidasu. Manishina santi, nate hitishanaha, hitishana santi, nate manishinaha, suhrucha vidvan adedurlabham runam, yadaushadam swadu hitancha durlabham. Kalidasa says like this: there are good practical yogis, but they are staying in the forests and the caves. They don't want to do any help for the public. Hiteshana santi, nate manishinaha. There are good people trying to help public, but they are not practical people. They are not practical. Suhrucha vidvan yadado atidurlamam unam. See, there is a medicine to treat the disease. Always medicines are bitter. They will never be palatable. There is only one medicine, like Yogam, which is palatable. So it will cure all the diseases. Suhrucha vidvan atidurlabham runam. In our human mankind, very rare yogis, gurus to find. Yadaushadam swadu hitancha durlabham. The medicine will be tasty and it will cure the disease also. Like that, our Gurudev, who is Hiteshanaha, who came forward to help the public, and he is a practical yogi. That's why Lord Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, he uttered like this: Tadvidhi pranipatena upadekshantate jnanam jnanina tattva darsanaha. You go and learn from a guru, prostrate before him, do service to him, and ask pertinent questions pertain relating to spiritual progress. Then only they are nothing but you should approach a guru who is both practically and theoretically sound. Practically and theoretically sound. He will tell you, he will teach you to know this. But nowadays, this rarity, this type of Guru Parampara became very rare. But unfortunately, nowadays, we are being charged for nothing. We are being charged for nothing, both spoiling our body and the purse also. Understand? So, I came here because my Guru, he has taught me for 14 years in this pranayama. I was trained, I was practicing this pranayama for the last 43 years. 43 years. And after my experience and while teaching others also, I got treated so many thousands of spiritual seekers who are suffering both physically and mentally. Physically and mentally. But this Antarmukha Vijay is simply meant for treating the diseases. So let all the patients should come here. They should not come here. First, you come for spiritual progress to have peace of mind or happiness. Come here, get initiated. If at all you have coincidental physical or mental ailment, they will go away. That's why this is called Sarvaroga Vinasani, Sarvaroga Nivarini. It will prevent the diseases and also cure the diseases. Natasya rogo najarana mrutyuhu praptasya yogagnimayam sariram. This is told in Swata Sataropanishad. If your body is becomes strong and sturdy with the yogagni done by this pranayam, he won't have any diseases. Even he will conquer death also. And his body becomes stronger. So this is told in all Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita are nothing but scientifically told. Scientifically, they are not for chanting or blindly believing and living with superstitions. So all these superstitions are due to our deficiency of mental energy. When your energy is deficient, you will believe everything. You will believe everything. But you understand, if you increase your energy, you can understand what is told in scripture, what is told by great people, what is to be done for the public, you can understand. But you are simply wasting your time simply with the normal routine life. And you say that I don't find time to get into this philosophy. See, you will find time to approach death easily. You will find to approach death easily when you know that correctly. Definitely, you will resort to this only. To this only, because in every minute you are losing energy. That's why this is a must for everybody. It is not specially designed for a particular class of people. Mumukshubihi pranajaya kartavyo moksha hetave. If you want to get liberated from this bondage of this samsaram, you have to conquer your life force. Unless you conquer your life force, you will be succumbed for every sentimental life, always thinking that we are suffering from karma siddhantam because we have done so much bad things, bad karma. Now we are facing simply sitting idle and facing the karma prarabdham or karma siddhantam. Karma siddhantam is there, but there is a remedy for karma siddhantam also. If just like other animals and other creatures, they are suffering with the karma siddhantam because they don't know how to get rid of this samsaram. Simply they are suffering. If an animal is there, it will simply suffer like that. But he doesn't have any knowledge to get rid of that. But whereas a human being, we being born with some discrimination power, you are being born with discrimination power. We should utilize that. The difference between the animals and the human being is nothing but the discrimination power. You have to use that discrimination power. How to, you can never utilize your discrimination power. At least utilize it to approach a learned spiritual guru, preceptor. He will coach you and make you to understand and become alert in this spiritual knowledge, and thereby you will lead both normal material life and spiritual life also. Omkaram viddu sanyuktam nityam jhayanti yoginaha kamadam mokshadam chaiva tasmad omkaraya namo namaha. If you practice this pranayama, you will get material benefits also. Not only your material benefits, you will get into the philosophy. In 8th chapter, there is Lord Sri Krishna has promised like this: Vedeshu, Yajneshu, Tapassu Chaiva, Daneshu, Yat Punyaphalam Pratishtam, Atyeti Tat Sarvam Viditva Yogi Paramsthanam Upaiti Chacham. If a yogi is there, he is practicing pranayama, he will cross over all the benefits of the pravritti karmas that were told in Vedas. See, Vedas have got two parts. One part is pravritti, another part is nivritti. Pravritti karmas, they will tell all these packages of karmas with which you can live happily to some extent, or else you will go to Swargam. Again you will be reborn, and again you will have to face the shackles of the samsara. But whereas this yogi, he will, without doing any karma outside, he will enjoy the benefits of material world also, because he is becoming Yogishwaran, he is increasing energy. So whatever the benefits you are getting out of these external karmas, all these packages of karmas, he will cross over all these karmas also. Atyeta tat saram viditva yogi paramsthanam upaiti chacham. Not only think all the benefits of this external karma, he will enter into the upaiti chajam ajantarahitam. That means the everlasting Brahman. He will reach that. He will get liberated. He will get liberated. Everything is told in Bhagavad Gita, but unfortunately, some people say that you read like this without knowing that in Bhagavad Gita, systematically, syllable, he told according to syllabus. First, in the 2nd chapter, Lord Sri Krishna told Advaitam. Nowadays, people, they are fond of Advaitam. No, you need not do anything. You are Brahman. You think that you are Brahman. You think that you are Brahman. But Lord Shankaracharya himself, who established Advaitam, told that don't never think of that you are Brahman unless you practice and attain that knowledge. Then only you can say that you are Brahman. Nagachri vinapanam yadi raushada sabdataha vina aprokshanabhavam brahma sabdaya namuchyate. In Viveka Chodame, Adi Shankaracharya says like this: Nagachri vinapanam yadi raushada sabdataha. Just by me uttering the medicine, you can never get rid of the disease. Vina aprokshanabhavam, without having the practical in direct knowledge, you can never say that I am Brahman. So if you want to be called as I am Brahman, you get experience. You have to do practical knowledge. You have to acquire practical knowledge by doing this pranayama only. This pranayama. He condemned all the external methods. Bahye niruddhe manasa prasannata Manah prasade paramatma darshanam tasmin srudushto bhavavandanasho bahinnuroda padavi mukti. What all we are doing externally only. But Shankaracharya says, you get it out from exterior. You go inside. You go inside. If you go inside, your mind will become pleasant. Manasa prasannata. When your mind is pleasant, then you will have Paramatma Darsana. Who is Paramatma? Divine light. That divine light can be elicited by what? This one. If you go on churning your life, you will get heat first, it will dissolve all the impurities, and ultimately it will be turned into divine light. That divine light is God. Then you can say that I am Brahman. You have already come down and succumbed for all these material things, and you are, you see, most of the people, they say that I don't believe God. God is within me, or I don't believe. What all these people are believing, I don't believe. You may not believe, but you have to admit that you are mind. Do you admit that you are having mind or not? Nobody can say that I don't have mind. Without mind, he cannot say like that. So you must be having mind. When you admit that there is mind, there is something above, beyond your mind. Beyond your mind. Mano matra vidam daitum advaitum paramadataha. Manusmriti says, Maya matra vidam daitum advaitum paramadataha. Vivek Chodamani says. Like that, when you say that I am with the mind, you have to admit there is something beyond your mind. There is some supreme power beyond your mind. Your mind has got certain limitations. With these limitations, you can never say that I don't see God or I don't believe God. You have to, whether it is form or formless, you have to admit that there is some supreme power beyond your mind. Beyond your mind. That's why in Amrutavindya Upanishad, it says like this, Manayev Manushyanam Karanam Bandhamakshayo Bandhaya Vishasaktam Mukti Nirvishya Manaha. The less mental energy succumb for bondage. When you have less mental energy, when your force, life force is regularly going downwards, naturally you will fall onto the material things. Bandham, you will be bonded with these material things, with the samsaram and all other things. Bandhaya Vishasaktam Mukti Nirvishya Manaha. When you don't have any material idea, by increasing your mental energy, then only you will get liberated. So the main difference between liberation and bondage is nothing but the mental energy that can be elicited by means of pranayama. Pranayama. Vedanta means don't sit idle. You do some effort. Human effort, without human effort, there is nothing to be achieved in this world. Even for small material benefits also, you are doing effort. You have studied so much and you are going to office, doing some job, and you are getting some benefit out of it. So this is all human effort to get material benefit. But you want to have both benefits, both material benefit and spiritual benefit, you can do this. You can Rajyadi Moksha Paryantam Samasta Eva Sampada Deha Anilvidhetva Sadhya Sarvasya Raghava. There is one stanza in Yoga Vasishtam told by Lord Vasishta Maharshi to Rama, O Rama, Rajyadi Moksha Paryantam, whatever the benefit in this world, starting from this worldly benefit till to liberation, Samasta Eva Sampada, what all the assets you want to have, you will get it. Not only that, you will go to liberation. You will become Brahman. Samasta eva sampada deha anilvidhetva. Anilam, you know, anilam means vayu. Vayu means vital force, prana shakti. If you got control over the life force, you will have control over the entire universe because you are becoming Yogishvara. That's why Lord Sri Krishna was called as Yogishvara. Yogishvara means he is master of Yogam. Yoga means he controlled his life force. That's why he has substantially narrated everything in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita. So, if you want to have anything outside or inside, catch hold of your own life through a guru. Don't learn by reading books or by YouTube or anything. You have to practically get initiated through a learned guru. And it is not so difficult. In 9th chapter, Susakum Kartumavyam, very easy to practice. Very easy to practice, but only thing is it is kept secret because lack of sufficient gurus, proper knowledgeable gurus. So approach them. Susukum kartum avyam. If you practice this, whatever the energy you got, it will never be perishable. Whereas the other external karmas told in Vedas, the benefit will vanish there and then itself. Whereas this pranayama will yield energy and it will last for longer period. Not only that, it will allow you to go to salvation. That is told in 2nd chapter, 3rd chapter, and 6th chapter also. If a person does this pranayama, mahato bhayat, whatever little amount of pranayama you do, what is that pranayama? Buddhi yoga. In the previous slokam, he told, Yashate abhitasake buddhi yogi pramasunu buddhayukto yapatha karmapatam prahasasi. Till now, I have told about Sankhyam or Advaitam. Now, I am telling this Buddhi Yogam. This is practical aspect of it. If you practice this Buddhi Yogam, you can get rid of the bondage from the karma, and also you will attain this Advaita. You will achieve both. You will liberate from the bondage, and at the same time, you will get the state of Advaitam, Brahman state. That Buddhi Yoga, if you practice for a while, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya traite mahato bhayat. See how liberally Lord Sri Krishna told about this Bhagavad Gita, but nobody knows about what he told. Suppose if you die while doing this pranayama, if you could not sustain with this body, he has given guarantee that you will be born as yoga prashtha. Pardha naiveha namutra vinasasthite nahi kalyan kachit durgatim tadagachit. What else you want? Not only in this part, if you stop doing pranayama for a while, because you are already diverted into material things, even what all the yogam you did, that will save you. Yoga brashto vijayate. You will be born as yoga brashta. And not only that, yoga brashta means he will be born in 2 ways. Prapya punikrita lokan shishtva sasiddhi samaha suchinam srimatange brashto vijayate. If you stop this doing pranayama, did for some time, due to some unknown reasons, if you stop, but that little amount of practice of pranayama will take you to the prapya punikrita lokan shitva sasiti samaha. You will go to orthalokas, upper worlds, which are full of energy and happiness. And gradually, if you go upward, gradually you will go to the Brahmalokam. These are all levels of energy and happiness. But even then, you will be born, because without this doing this pranayama, abrahma bhavana loka punaravartin orjuna mam upechate kaunte punarjanmana vidyate, that it is told in 8th chapter. Even if you go to Brahmalokam by doing some other Veda karmas, you will be reborn as again human being. You have to come again. But whereas a person, a yogi who practices this ma upeche tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate, he will never be reborn again. So how much guarantee has Lord Sri Krishna given to an ordinary man, but nobody is telling this fact. Some people say that there are 18 yogas in Bhagavad Gita, because it was told in 18 chapters. Some unpractical people who are called as Babas, they say that there are 18 paths in Bhagavad Gita. Because he doesn't know about Bhagavad Gita and Yogam, he say like that. But only one Yogam. That's why at the end of every chapter, Brahma Vidyayam, Yoga Sastre, Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvad, like that, at the end of the chapter, It was told Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. So the same method is told in cuttings of 18 chapters, but the process is same. In Bhagavad Gita, it is told about Yogam and the Jnanam. And if you want to achieve, you have to add bhakti also, devotion also. That devotion towards Guru and God is a must for a seeker. See, prayana kale manasachalena bhaktya yukto yogabalena chaiva bhruvar madhye pranamades samyak satam param purusham upaiti. That is told in 8th chapter. See, prayana kala means there are two ways of going out. One is ordinary death, during which we are losing our life force and get away from this gross body and go with subtle body and again into another mother's womb. That is ordinary way of going out. That is also a prayana kalam. There is another prayana kalam that is inward and upward journey, during which inward and upward journey you have to cross beyond 3 lokas or 3 steps, that is Jagrat, Swapna and Shushupti. You have to cross over the wakeful state, dreamful state and sleep state, and you have to cross into the 4th place, that is called Turiyam. That is at the center of the eyebrows. Turiyam, this is called Turiyam. So if you go here by means of Omichakaksharam Brahma, Ya Haran Mam Anusmaran, Ya Priyati Chajandeham, Sayati Paramangatam, in 8th chapter, Paramatma says, Omiti Yakaksharam Brahma, Ya. You prolong this upward inspiration. You can prolong only by means of pranayama only. If you prolong this and enter to the center of the eyebrows, that is in the hypothalamus, pituitary, and ultimately into the 3rd ventricle of the brain, then only you can get rid of all these birth and death cycle. When he leaves all these 3 bodies, there are 3 bodies in our body. For every soul, that is gross body, which is there in the wakeful state. There is another subtle body, which is called in dreamful state. There is causal body, that is in the deep sleep state. You have to cross over all these, you have to burn all these 3 bodies, then you can go to Turiyam, where there is no body, there is no locum, there is no nothing else, there is no darkness, only light, only happiness. That is there, it is possible for everybody, provided you do this pranayama regularly. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu yogayukto bhava Arjuna. In 8th chapter, Paramatma told, Yogi Mushita Kashchana Tasma sarveshu kaleshu yogayukto bhava Arjuna. You practice. You can practice at all times, not only while sitting also. If you practice for 1 hour and go to your duty, you can practice while doing your duty also. That is the most commonly feasible effort for an individual. Whereas for other methods, for karmas, you have to stop, you have to apply for leave to your job or stop all these worldly activities. You can continue your worldly activities while doing this pranayama also. This is very easy to practice and there is no restriction. Only restriction is only to stop or taper the smoking and beverages. So these 3 things should be gradually stopped. If you are able to stop them abruptly, it is well and good. But one day or other, you will have to stop them, because most of the people are not fond of these habits. So if I stop all these things, you may be frightened and you may not get this. But there is no relaxation. But because I came here from India, where the strict vegetarianism is a must for getting this yogam. Here also, it is a must. But one day or other, you have to stop them. You have to stop them. The main requirements are smoking, beverages, and non-vegetarian. You have to stop them. Other requirements is devotion towards God and Guru. Devotion towards God and Guru. Isyadeve parabhaktihi radhe guru tasyaite kadidahyadah prakasante mahatmanaha. If anybody has got utmost devotion towards Ishvara, the same amount of devotion should be towards his own Guru. So, if a person has got utmost devotion towards his Guru and God, for him only the secrets of this Brahma Vidya can be understood. That is told in Swata Sataropanishad. Swata Sataropanishad. So, to get this, to get this, some people say that, no Guru. I don't need any Guru. Yuddhared Atmanatmanan Atmanam Avsadet Atmaveshyatmano Bandhur Atmaevari Pratmanaha. That is told in 6th chapter. They translate like this. No need of Guru. You can develop yourself. Uddharedi. Uddhari. Evarkaru Uddhari. In Telugu we say Evarkaru Uddharinchukunu. See, it is not like that. Ut means upwards. Dharet means keeping there. You have to keep your life force by doing pranayama and keep it here. Na atmanam avasade. Don't allow it to come down. Don't allow it to come down. Atma iva hyatmano ripratmanaha. When it is come down, everybody will become an enemy to you. If you go to office, work or anything, in some days, you feel that you will face so many enemies in front of you. They are not enemies. The enemy is within you. That is, your life force has gone downwards, mostly on that day. So if you lift it up upward, everybody will salute you. Everybody will salute because you have got plenty of energy. You have got plenty of energy. That's why Uddhared Atmana Atmanam Na Atmanam Avasad Atmayu Hyatmano Bandhar Atmayu Ripratmanaha. Your own soul become friend of you provided if you go upward. It will become enemy to you if you lose it downward. That is the meaning of this stanza. So to get that, you have to approach a Guru. Even for ordinary worldly studies, you want a Guru for English. You want a Guru for Hindi, mathematics, zoology, everything. For each subject, you need a Guru. But for Brahmajit, don't you need a Guru? How foolishly we are saying that we don't need a Guru. Achara krite kod danancha girikachanam atatattva vinanasti muktinasti guru vina. In Garbhagita it says like this. Whatever you do charity, even hundreds of mountains of gold, koti yajna krutanchayu koti gohe danajam atatattva vinanasti muktinasti guru vina. Without the help of Guru, you can never be liberated. So, if you want to get liberated, you should have knowledge. That knowledge will be derived out of pranayama. Knowledge is of two types. Two types. Theoretical knowledge without yogam and practical knowledge with yogam. In 4th chapter, Nahi janane swadrusam pavitram hevichite tat swayam yoga samsiddhaha kalena atma vidati. You learn from a guru, and with that only you will get knowledge. That is wisdom. Knowledge is different from wisdom. Wisdom is practical aspect of spiritual aspect of Brahman. Whereas knowledge means description. Description only. So, if you want that practical wisdom, you do yogam. Tat swayam yoga samsiddhaha kalena atmanavidati. In due course of time, by practicing this pranayama only, you can get that wisdom. So, first do pranayama, get wisdom, and get liberated. Get liberated without knowledge, without this wisdom, simply by having thorough with the theoretical knowledge, it is of no use. It is of no use. Yogena rahitam jnanam namokshaya bhaved vide. That is told in Yoga Upanishad. There is a great Upanishad. It is explaining everything about Yogam. Everybody says that Yogam. What is meant by Yogam? Yoga means union. Union means combination of two things. What is that combination? You have already come down and form an individual soul. There is an Atman here, Paramatma is here, universal spirit is there. That is reflecting here. And you have come down as individual soul. You have to keep it upwards and keep your soul, mind, life force or pranasakti here and merge this. That merging is called yoga. It is clearly explained in detail in Yoga Upanishad like this. Yat prana panayoraikyam swarajor etasasthatha surya chandravasor yogo jivatma paramatmano evam hi dvandajalasya sanyogo yoga uchyate. The combination of four pairs, combination yat prana panayoraikyam. In our body, we are having two forces, that is pranam and apana. Swarajor etasasthatha. We are having two blood forces, that is semen, suklam, and blood, sonitam, combination of suklam and sonitam, combination of up and down, prana, apana, swarajor, surya, chandravasor yogo. There are two nadis, everybody knows that this surya, chandra. Surya means that is a nadi through which the life force traveling upwards is called surya nadi, that is there in right side. And Pingala, that is Pingala. And there is another nadi, Chandra, Ida nadi, through which the force is going downwards. So if you want to combine these means, not by forcing it downwards, by doing Kumbhakam or doing Hatha Yogam, all nonsense. But you have to take it upwards. How to take it up? You cannot straight away take it upwards. You churn your life force, get it heated up, then only all these two nadis will be combined together. Then only it will flow through the Sushumna. Sushumna, it is nothing but the central canal of the spinal cord, which is centrally located in the vertebral column of our body. So, practicing this, so many people say that I am doing Kundalini Yogam, some other Kundalini Jagrat. So many words are kept like this. What is Kundalini? Kundalini is nothing but your own life force. That life force is now regularly downward through the expiration. Unless you take it upward by means of pranayama, there is no way to take your Kundalini upward. Kundalini is nothing but your own pranasakti. Kundalini samudbhuta, Gayatri, pranadharini, pranavidya, mahavidya, yastam ved saved. There is in Yoga Chodamanya Upanishad. Yoga Chodamanya Upanishad, it says like this. Kundalini, Samudbhuta, Gayatri, Pranadharini. There are three words. Kundalini, Gayatri, and the Pranam. Pranavidya, Mahavidya. The person who is doing this pranayama is called, this is the greatest of all vidyas. Pranayama, Pranavidya, Mahavidya. Yes, tam Ved Savedavit. One who knows about this, he is called Vedaveta. Without knowing the Yama, we people call this, we are Veda Pandits. Who is Veda Pandit? Veda Pandit is, Veda means Swaram or knowledge. Swaram means there is the Swaram, there is a natural force which is coming downwards and upwards. When it is going upward, it is being trickled outwards with the help of four parts, whatever word you utter, whatever word, syllable you utter, you have to take the help of four syllables, four parts. That is Danta, Ushtra, Talu, Jihva, Namaspadam, Yatra Drushate, Ataratum, Kutastesham, Charatum Vatate Sada, in Uttargeta. Lord Sri Krishna told for Jihva. Datta means with the help of teeth you will utter something. Ushtra means the lips. Talu means this palate. And Jihva means tongue. So without the help of these four parts, you can never utter even Om also. If you utter Om means you have to use the help of lips and other things. But here there is another mostly misled the word Om. mostly misled word. Everybody said Om like that. He will prolong this sound for some seconds, even for 1 minute or so. That looks very audible, you know. When he is uttering Om and he calls other public also, you also utter Om. Like that, they will be going on playing music by losing energy. By losing energy, whatever you want to utter outside, you have to lose your energy. See, when you say Om in, are you not expiring energy? That is happening in the respiratory phase only, expiratory phase only. When you are expiring only, you can utter Om. So if you say utter wrong or a wrong, you are losing through energy through the expiration only. Can we say it is Om? Om? It is not Om. Om means this is Sakruduchara Matra Sayesha Ordham Unnamati Chonkaraha. That is told in Adharvasika Upanishad. Some people may not be knowing about all these Upanishads. That was told by our Gurudev. He has taken up the essence of the Upanishad and told that Sakruduchara Matra Sayesha Ordham Unnamati Chonkaraha. If you take it upwards, that will be going upwards. That will be achieved only by practicing for hours together. If you do this pranayama hours together, because of churning, the heat will be generated that will dissolve the flame. Then you will increase the inspiratory phase effortlessly. That effortless increase of inspiratory phase is called Om. That can be done going upwards. These people, they have misguided and they were confusing themselves and confusing others, saying that I am treating diseases by uttering Om and we are all practicing Om. This is totally foolish. They are losing energy. I will ask any person, anybody can elicit sound during inspiration. You can easily elicit or make sound while expiring. Is there anybody to make sound while expiring? You understand? You understand? That's why I say that wherever you get sound, even outside or while uttering Om also, you are losing energy. If a plane is going, flight is going. Going means it is spending oil. If you are walking, if you are talking, you are losing energy. So all these methods are losing energy only. But while doing pranayama, by churning, you are going upward. You are conserving energy and also generating energy. By churning, you will get sound. That sound you are getting during pranayama is called Om. That is the Om. That's why it is called Om is Ishvara. We everywhere we say we will worship Om also. Somewhere we will worship, we will put flowers for that Om also. Why it is given that much importance? Because it is deriving energy while doing pranayama. So Omkaram, Pranavam, Pranayama, Udgita, Siddhayoga Vidya, Kriya Yogam, and all these words are nothing but the same internal pranayama. So this is the high time. You have to understand the correct method scientifically without indulging into other methods. Don't be misguided by these unpractical people. Why I am utterly saying boldly, you practice, you can understand, you can experience from now onwards, immediately after initiation, because this is giving energy. This is giving energy. This energy is spiritual energy, Whatever you are getting energy, that is losing energy. So this is all about 7:35. So already 1.5 hours over. So this is in nutshell about this Sanatana Brahma Vidya.
Sanatana Brahma Vidya. This is told by our Guru Parampara. I was dragged to America by our Gurudev Swami Ramananda Paramahasa and Paramagurudev Swami Sivananda Paramahasa to you being a doctor, you tell the this Yoga Vidya in terms of medical science and scripture and whatever anybody want challenges, you can give answer. You spread like this because most of the crores of people are misguided and misled due to unpractical people. So with this little amount of nutshell knowledge provocated by our Gurudev Swami Ramananda Paramahasa and Sivananda Paramahasa, let us salute to our Gurudevs, and I am also salute to all who are patiently hearing my words, and let us thank one and everybody and Almighty our Gurudev. And with this I am closing this session. I am very happy. Let us see the reaction and feedback from this course.